Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader, and I'm here today to be doing a pick a card type reading. We are going to be looking at what messages you need to hear right now. So these are messages coming from God, coming from universe, coming from spirit, however you wish to see that force. These messages are directly from that force to you. Meaning you are meant to be hearing them right at this moment. Now, for this reading, I am going to be using the tea leaf oracle cards. So I do want to kind of say that the tea leaf cards, I've noticed, they are a bit blunt, they are a bit direct, and they can be very specific. So I suppose if you're not looking for a very direct message, maybe this isn't the reading for you. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be rude or anything, but it's not a fluffy deck, okay? So we're going to be using that, and keep in mind, this is going to be 3 piles. So if you don't feel that something resonates, keep in mind a lot of other people probably will be also looking at that pile. So just disregard parts of it, but there's a reason why it has come out to some degree, okay? So let's get started. But if you want a personal reading, forgot to say, if you want a personal reading, the link to my Etsy is down below. I also sell crystals and things like that, guided meditations. I also have a TikTok, which will be linked below. I actually have 2 TikToks now. One is for my shop, Mystical Haven Etsy, but the other, now this is just a side note, is for I can't speak. It's for books. It's a book talk. So if you're a reader like me, you're interested in books, I really would love for you to come and follow me and we can become book besties, right? So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I have 3 palm stones and I want you to intuitively choose one, okay? So I will show them one by one and then you're going to choose. So this is the first palm stone. So that's pile 1. Now we have pile 2. And then we have pile 3. So whichever one you are most drawn to, you can rewind and look at them again. Pick that one, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first pile, you chose this palm stone. We are going to be seeing the messages for you today direct from God, from universe. Okay. So we're going to start with the tea leaf oracle and then we'll do the tarot. So this is a big deck, so I'm going to do it in 2 halves here. Let's begin with the first half. So for pile 1, what is pile 1 meant to be hearing right now? We call upon you, God. We call upon you, universe. All there is. What is the message that they are meant to hear? Okay, so we have some cards that have fallen out. We like those. We like the jumpers here. So the first card is Tower. We have solid foundation, success with effort. Okay, we also have Pig, beware of greed. And lastly, there's 2 more. We have Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Okay. And lastly, we have Broken Bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay, so as you can see, this deck, like I said in the intro, is very punchy. It goes right there. So, but here's the thing. I think that's so important in readings. One of my biggest pet peeves really is when readers just really focus on positive messages. And life as we know it, pile 1, is not all positive, right? And to say that it is just honestly a complete lie. Now, that's not to say, you want to completely focus on one side or the other, but you have to be open to other messages. And we're going to talk about that. So the first thing I am feeling for you, okay, that God wants you to know is that there are certain things in your life, goals that have been unsuccessful. Okay, so this can be business goals, this can be personal goals, maybe with your health or personal projects. They have been unsuccessful, and this has led you to be a bit down. Okay, a lot of you have been dealing with feeling down. For I feel for all of you, for most of you, I can never say all, there has been a kind of apathetic feeling, a kind of like, I am tired of this type of feeling. I know it says here, period of ill health. For some of you, it could be you're dealing with some physical health issues as well, or both. But the thing is with this is part of the reason that you've been unsuccessful is because of this card, pig. Now, this card talks about beware of greed. Now, some of the things that you have been doing with your project or career or whatever it may be, this could even be with a relationship, you have been taking some things for granted. And I think that this has been a very subconscious process. And this happens with all of us, okay? So at different times. So what I mean by that is, a lot of us get very used to, for example, having access to internet, right? That's just an example. And then all of a sudden storms come and our internet gets messed up and now we have to wait and we're like, oh my God, my life is so boring. I don't have the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's just one example. And obviously having internet at all is something to be thankful of. But of course it can be things like that, but it can be very, basic things, even when, we were feeling like, gosh, there's nothing to watch on my 10,000, platforms that I can stream movies on, or, oh my gosh, I don't know what to make to eat when I have all this food in my cabinet. And that's not to say that you can't have those thoughts, but that whenever you catch yourself in that moment, just remember that the fact that we are breathing, the fact that our heart is beating, the fact that we have a roof over our head, the fact that you're able to watch this video is a blessing, right? And I say this because, I do this, we all do this. But so what I'm seeing here is that kind of form of greed for your goals, or thinking, I have to have this, my goal is to have this many followers, to have this many subscribers, to make this much money, to beat this goal by this time. When we do that, of course, here's the thing. I think it's important to set goals, but you, pile one, are setting goals that are too big, okay? Like, that is what God is telling me right now. You are setting goals that are too big for you at this time. That doesn't mean that goal is not going to come to fruition at a later date, but right now you're focusing on something that's a little bit too far out for you to realistically achieve. And that's why you are sometimes seeing failure, okay? Instead, focus on smaller goals and be thankful for those goals that are being completed at a rate in which God intends, in which Spirit intends, rather than having these big, huge goals that you set for yourself and then you're disappointed when you don't meet them, right? I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I think a lot of us do this, and then in a way we're kind of setting ourselves up for failure. I know I'm going to make this many sales in my Etsy shop. I know I'm going to lose this amount of weight by this time, whatever it is, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm a failure. But you're not. Sometimes you are just setting goals that are not appropriate to your journey at that point. And so you might be asking yourself, okay, well then how do I set those goals that are appropriate? Well, a lot of that has to do with really tuning into yourself and tuning into source, to God, and asking, okay, show me, give me signs, higher self, however you see it, in which I am meant to do this thing, whatever it may be. Because God wants to let you know that you do have a solid foundation, okay? meaning whatever it is, because this is very general. If it's a relationship, for example, you have a solid foundation in your relationship, maybe you're taking things a bit too quickly, or moving at a pace that is not right for you. If it's a job, right? Maybe the career field is right, but you need to go to a different employer. If it's a personal goal, you see what I'm saying? So however that fits for you, you do have that solid foundation, but you're going to have to kind of reassess your goals and kind of, I don't want to use the word minimize, but size down for the time being. Okay. And I think in doing that, you will begin to see a lot more success. And even if it's a smaller success than you planned, your brain will still see it as a success, and you will feel that. Okay. You will feel that emotionally and energetically. Now, let me pull a couple tarot as well. So the Knight of Wands, this to me, of course, could be a person, but for your reading, for those of you, if you're looking for a confirmation about a relationship with that, this is going to be somebody who is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, okay? If you're not, I feel a lot of you, this is the energy that you've been taking. It's been very, even if you don't know it, it's been very fast. It's been very abrupt and spontaneous, and God would really rather you take a step back with that and create more of a building that building up, building that tower up, that house. The solid foundation is there, but if we don't construct all these walls and construct, stairs and insulation in our house, whatever we're doing, it can just be a foundation. It can just be a starting point. And I hope you know what I'm saying with that. Let me go ahead and pull one more card for you guys. Pile 1. Yeah, you have, this is the energy that is really what God is wanting you to be in. And this is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a lot more of an introspective energy and a lot more of an observer energy, an observer, a listener, and a very self-empowering energy to be in, because you're sitting there, right? Or, metaphorically sitting there, you don't have to be sitting. And you're looking at what you can achieve instead of, I'm going to achieve this because this person's achieving it, because this person told me I should achieve it. And, if I don't have this much in my bank account, there's something wrong with me. If I don't have this many friends, there's something wrong with me, etc., etc. It's kind of this, I want to say all or nothing thinking here. It's coming through where it's like, that's interesting because I actually just read about this in a book. When it comes to like emotions and thoughts, it's good to have what's called like grayscale thinking rather than black and white thinking, where we're at one extreme or the other. Like, for example, like I gave that example, I didn't, let's say you didn't reach the amount of followers you wanted to do. And instead of being like, oh, I'm kind of upset with that, but I'll just try again, you could be like, I'm a failure, I should stop. And that's just that abrupt, very polar thinking. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing, trying to find that grayscale type thinking in all that you do can be also very beneficial for you at this time. So this is what I see for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. All right, so if you chose this crystal, we're going to be doing number 2 now, pile number 2. We're going to be seeing what God, what source, universe wants for you to know at this point, right at this point in your journey. Let's go. These cards are quite blunt to the point. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to see, what is it? We call upon you, God. What is it pile 2 is meant to be hearing? Okay, so we have 2 there. I've split the deck in half because it is huge. We've got 2 cards. What is it pile 2 is meant to be hearing? Okay, let's go with those 3. So, first card out we have is harp. Beautiful. Great happiness. And I cannot pick up the cards because I just cut my nails. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Next one is hat with you will be playing a different role. Can't say I've ever gotten that card. And forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Oh, okay. So first thing God wants you to know, universe wants you to know. We want to start with this forest card, right? Okay. There is some unclear thinking here. There are some personal boundaries within self-limiting beliefs. Yes, that's the words I want to use. Self-limiting beliefs that are causing you to be a bit stagnant. Okay. So one thing I definitely suffer from is anxiety, specifically social anxiety. And so sometimes I have, actually a lot of times, a lot of points in my life, I have missed out on specific things. I have missed out on probably potential friendships, school dances, joining clubs, whatever it may be. And although that's in the past, I think I sometimes continue to do that because of my self-limiting belief of I'm not good enough. I'm not able to fit in with these people. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm, people won't find me interesting. People don't like me. People don't want to talk to me. But do you see those self-limiting beliefs and how they can hold you back? It doesn't have to be exactly what I said. It can be other self-limiting beliefs, like I'm too stupid to do something. There's so many self-limiting beliefs. I could go on and on, right? So see what your self-limiting beliefs are that you're noticing that you are doing, okay? And what that is causing is for you to take directions that are not necessarily the directions that God wants you to take. Okay? When we have a clear and open mind, we can communicate with spirit, with universe directly. But when it is very muddled, it can get very muddled by outside sources and self-limiting beliefs. And, in part, those outside sources have caused, to some degree, right, our self-limiting beliefs, society, the media, etc. But I think there's a very important step for you here in which you can really sit down and think about what are these self-limiting beliefs that are causing me to not achieve the things that I want to achieve. Okay. And that can change daily. Literally today you could want to write a book. Tomorrow you could want to open popcorn stand. Whatever it is. But it's about following the present urge and feeling that you have, without those self-limiting beliefs. Because say you want to open that popcorn stand, but then in your mind you're like, what if I don't make any money with it? What if I waste all my money? Or what if my popcorn stand, what if the popcorn tastes bad? What if I'm not buying the right kind of popcorn to create the popcorn I want? You can see how those beliefs tie back to maybe an anxious mindset or a depressed mindset or a mindset that is just not true. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Just remember that. Just because you think that you're not good enough, or you think that you're stupid, or you think that you're ugly, or you think that you're not able to do something, does not mean it's true. And it is never true in God's eyes. It is never true in the universe's eyes, because you will always see yourself less than what you truly are, because you are a spiritual being. Know that. You are a beautiful spiritual being. Okay? But we have some other messages here, right? So there's that first kind of message. The second message here is you will be playing a different role. And we have a sun I believe to me, this looks like a sunset. We have a sunset and then we have a hat. So what this is saying is there's going to be some sort of ending, okay? A phase that is ending, and you are to be putting on this new hat, right? You are to be taking on this new role. And this new role is going to provide you with great happiness, okay? With emotional fulfillment. But, and here is the important part, that particular role will not become apparent unless you take time to talk to your higher self, guides, God, angels, whoever, and talk and pray or meditate or however you do this, for you to see what those self-limiting beliefs are. You probably already know them, but for some of you, you might not know what they are. Once you identify those, and every time you have one of those thoughts, I'm not going to be good at this, or I can't do this, remember to tell yourself, self-limiting belief, just because I think it does not mean it's true. Okay? Once you're able to do that, and I do see you really owning that this year, quite frankly, pile two. And, it's August 2024 when I'm making this. So I really feel by the end of this calendar year, you're really going to harness those self-limiting beliefs and you're going to eradicate them. Okay. And then great happiness will occur. Happiness is already there. Love is already there, right? In your life. But sometimes you're not able to see it. Abundance is there. You're not able to see it because of this muddled thinking that is caused by those self-limiting beliefs, okay? So, great things are happening. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot. We have the 10 of Wands. Yeah. So the 10 of Wands is a card about burdens. It's a card about having a lot on your plate. But the way I like to explain this card is that a lot of these wands, they are not necessarily your wands. Some of them are your wands, right? Like, for sure. But a lot of them are wands that are to be set down because they're not your problem. Okay? A lot of times, especially as an empath, pile two, you guys are huge empaths, very heart-centered, you will take on someone else's issues. You will take on your work's issues, okay? And when you do this stuff, it creates heaviness and murkiness as well, right? Muddled, unclear thinking. I mean, look at this person carrying these wands. He can't see in front of him, right? And he can't see in front of him because he's too busy thinking about somebody else's issue or an issue of the past, okay? And you can see that this walk to this village is a lot more burdensome for him. But what if he took those sticks away? What if he dropped these sticks right in the front so he could see? You could say, what if he dropped all the sticks? But sometimes that's a huge goal. So it's better to start with a smaller goal. What if I just drop some of these sticks, at least the sticks that are in front of my vision? Working at that slowly. And I hope you know what I'm saying by the sticks, the wands. I'm really talking about things in your life. This could be, taking on your problems, bringing them home from work to home. The fact that you don't align with this belief anymore, the fact that you don't love this person anymore, whatever it may be, and just holding on to it, okay? So allowing yourself to connect to the divine energy and have those wands be highlighted and removed is something that is very important for you at this time. All right, so that's what I see for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. If you chose pile number 3, this is the crystal, and we are going to see what messages direct here from God, from source, from universe, about what you are meant to hear right now at this point in your journey. I'm going to be using the Tea Leaf Oracle and the Tarot deck as well. Tea Leaf Oracle can be a bit blunt and direct and specific, so be ready for that. But we're going to see what you are meant to hear right at this moment. So we are asking, what is pile 3 meant to be hearing directly at this moment? Whoa, in their life. So a bunch fell out, but oh my goodness, I literally just trimmed my nails. So now I can't pick up anything flat. This one was on top, so we're going to take it. The 4-leaf clover, great, good fortune. Luck is on your side, I feel. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, got another one there. Another. All right, let's see what we have. Ooh. Look at that beautiful butterfly, a change for the better. And wow, you guys got a really positive reading. Rose, romance is in the air. Okay, so pile 3. You have a very positive reading. Now, I'm not to say the other readings were positive, but there was a lot of direct messages that, had to be said. With you, you are in a phase of your life in which abundance is being felt. Now, there's abundance in everybody's life, but sometimes we don't see it. You are able to be seeing it at this time, and you're going to continue seeing it for several more months, I feel. A lot of your goals are going to be coming to fruition, but specifically, there is going to be a change that occurs in the next few months, okay? So this change could have to do with a new love interest, because we do have the card romance is in the air. We might have, for some of you, this is a friend becoming a love interest. For some of you, this is a reconnection with a past love interest. And for some of you, this is a completely new person. Now, not all of you, that's not always the change. So for some of you, love is still in the air, but it could be with the same person, or love in another form. Love with hobbies, love with friends, love with your life, okay? But for most of you, to be honest, it's going to be romantic, okay? But I just want to say that for some of you, it is not. Well, I shouldn't say romantic, because it does say romance is in the air, but romance to me can also be, like you are in love with life itself. But like I said, that's for a small portion of you. For the rest of you, it is a person. But the change could have to do with the love, could have to do with something else. Either way, great metamorphosis is taking place. So it is a change for the better. It is not a scary change. This is not a change that feels... Because sometimes we'll have a change and it's kind of abrupt and it feels like, whoa, it's shaken us to our core, right? This is not the case. This is a very welcomed, warm, kind of fuzzy feeling change, okay? Which goes to show you, for a lot of you, it probably has to do with love, okay? For some of you, this could have to do with the proposal. I am feeling that. For some of you, this could have to do with a surprise, okay, of some sort, a romantic surprise. But there is this warm, fuzzy feeling that I'm getting for all of you, okay? Now, we also have the 4-leaf clover. Now, the 4-leaf clover, as we know, traditionally talks about luck and good fortune. So I will say too, there is a lot of, for those of you, and I don't usually talk about this, I definitely don't do personal readings about this, but for some of you who it resonates and are trying for a child, I see some of that coming true for some of you, okay? But only if you want that, of course. I also feel trips for a lot of you. A lot of you are going to be traveling. Maybe some of you to Ireland, but maybe, of course, other places as well, local trips as well. But know, if you're somebody who enters giveaways, lotteries, things like that, now would be the time to do it now. And I'm feeling until, let's see, what am I seeing? I'm feeling November now until November. So few months, you're in this energy. Okay. So as you're in this energy, oh, sorry. I stopped because I thought my phone was going to stop recording, but I forgot that was my old phone. My old phone would stop recording at 30 minutes. This phone, for some reason, doesn't. So anyways, there's that. Okay. So I want to pull some tarot as well for this. Because gosh, I mean, I don't really have much else to say in terms of like, damn, this is like so positive. You guys, though, this is not by luck. This is not by chance. This is by the work that you have done. A lot of you have done a lot of spiritual work, either consciously or subconsciously. Okay, but it has been occurring. Oh yes, we have the Hierophant. So I gotta say, for some of you, marriage, dude, marriage, proposal, or a wedding coming to fruition is heavy here because the Hierophant talks about that. Not always, but that's one way of seeing the Hierophant is marriage. So just know that. Let's pull another card. Oh my. Wow. The Emperor. So you have a lot of major arcana. So for some of you, you are going to get proposed to, married to an Aries, if that resonates, or a fire sign. Masculine energy does not have to identify as male, but masculine energy. And let me pull one more, actually. I just feel like there's something else that needs to be said. Okay, Page of Wands. Okay. So, there's another thing. For a lot of you, there is a need to be in this student type energy, this learner type energy, because this change that is for the better, it is going to cause a lot of lessons to be learned. And it's not like negative, like, they are positive lessons, but pay attention to the way that you're feeling energetically, emotionally, physically, because a lot of spiritual lessons are going to be happening. Let's see if there's anything else I want to mention that I'm just feeling. Let me listen in here. For some of you, this could have to do, like literally when I said student, this literally could have to do with school. So for some of you, maybe going back to school or taking a new class or changing your major or something along those lines. I also feel, guys, if there's any opportunity for you to be more in a student role, God thinks that you should take it. So for example, if there is some sort of online class you're interested in, or if there's some sort of club or organization or institution, this card can also look at institutions such as like a university or something like this, for you to accept that and to incorporate that into your life. But that's kind of on the back burner. The main focus is what we talked about prior. So that is what I see for you, pile 3. Very positive reading. And I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.